What's going on, guys? This is Kyle Carroll from MyMMAnews.com and Carroll's Corner MMA Podcast. Today I'm joining one of the female fighters that'll be fighting a kickboxing fight at catchweight 130 for Cage Wars 43 on September 13th. Is Shotzie Doran. Shotzie, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for joining me. Let's talk about your fight. Let's dive right in. You're fighting Priya, who I know you don't know much about your opponent because it's an amateur fight, but tell us a little bit about your fight coming up.
Don't really know much about my opponent. Just I know that I love to fight, so I got a job to do, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
And tell us how training's going, how camp's been, how's everything in camp world going?
Well, camp is camp. Fight camp sucks, but it is a part of the process, and I love every part of being a fighter, whether it's camp, training, fighting in the ring, the camaraderie. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, good.
I'm new to all this, so be patient with me.
No worries.
I love every piece of fighting, so that includes fight camp and training.
Awesome. And, you're getting this opportunity to fight in Cage Wars. Tell us why you do fight. What's the reason you want to do this? What makes you get up in the morning to go to camp, train, a few hours a day, every day, and then going to a cage and then punch someone else in the face, get punched in the face? Why do you do this?
I love it.
That's it, huh? You're just addicted to the sport. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty addicted, that's for sure.
Now, did you have a sports background in high school, college, anything like that?
Nope.
So this is something you just dove into full head first and going from there, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I kind of fell into the sport. I'm still pretty green. I'm still really new to the sport, so just making my way up the lane and trying to see how far I can take it.
Awesome. And, for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living, what you do for fun, just a little bit about yourself.
So I work in construction / painting. I own a strip club out by me, a little small painting remodeling company as well. And I don't know, as far as fun, I'm country. So,
big bonfires, four-wheelers, camping.
Yeah, camping, that's like my idea of fun. I don't really get a lot of free time right now while we're in fight camp, but I train like 5-6 hours a day, every day. So I'm focused, determined.
Now,
when it comes to like fun, like I have 2 dogs, so
okay.
I think it's like the love of my life.
Now, how do you balance all that though? You're talking about all the jobs and the work you do. That you sound like you have your hands in a lot of different things, as well as training 5-6 hours a day. That's a lot to balance. How do you find time and the ability to balance your work life / training life and then your home life?
So I don't know. I guess I just do it. You want something bad enough, you put the effort in. It's pretty simple. I want it that bad. I'm hungry, and I'll do whatever it takes to be the best fighter that I can be. So I make time for training, and when I'm tired, I talk myself out of bed and I get up and I do it every single day.
Awesome. And then
that's what it takes to be successful. Sometimes you do things that you just don't want to do, but you do them anyhow because that's what it takes.
Definitely, 100%. Tell us what inspires you. Is there any one specific person or a thing that motivates you? You're talking about you don't want to get out of bed, but you do. Is there something that you picture or you think about when you're on the teetering of do I stay in bed or not? Is there something that motivates you to get up and keep going?
I'm driven. I got children that are super proud of me. I had a couple pretty bad tragedies. And the last couple of years have been really rough on us. So, my family, inspiring, women that have kind of been through the kind of stuff that I've been through, that anything's possible if you put your mind to it and you're willing to do the work.
Gotcha. I'm sorry to hear about the tragedy. Tell us a little bit about some of your goals within the sport, short-term, long-term.
I want to see how far I can take it. Maybe go pro. Who knows? I mean, anything's possible. Like I said, you just put in the time and put in the effort. I'm driven. I'm really driven, and I'm super hungry. So I don't know. I just want to see where I can take it and see how far I can actually take the sport, where I can go with it.
Very cool. And as long as like short-term goals within the fight, is there anything you want to accomplish in the fight aside from winning? Obviously, that's everyone's goal when they step in there. Is there anything you want to accomplish when you're in there? Like, say, foot movement, certain strikes? Because this is a kickboxing match, though Cage Wars normally is an MMA fight, so there's grappling. But like, do you want? I can't
give you my secrets, brother.
What's that?
I can't give you my secrets.
You're not looking for like a head kick finish, nothing like that? That's something you want to walk away with?
My job is to be the best fighter that I can be. My job that day is just to fight, and that's exactly what I intend to do. Go in there, do my job, enjoy it, have fun with it, and of course everybody wants to win.
Definitely, 100%. Awesome. And you said you have a dog. What kind of dogs do you have? I
got 2 dogs.
2 dogs? What kind of breed and what are their names?
I have a coonhound, foxhound. Her name is Annabella. And then I have a beagle mix. His name is Sammy. And they are the love of my life. I love them so much. They're ridiculous.
Awesome.
Annabella's goofy and clumsy, and she's just a mess. And Sammy's like a little fat sausage.
Dogs are the greatest. Definitely human's best friend, really. They're amazing. Yeah, amazing animals. Is there any challenges that you believe your opponent presents to you? Is there anything you've watched or seen that she can challenges that she presents to you at all?
I really don't know anything about my opponent, so you know what I mean. But that doesn't really change anything for me. I really don't care. I really don't care what she's doing or how she's doing. Like I said, I'm here to be the best fighter that I can be, and that's exactly what I intend on doing.
Now, tell us a little bit about the people you train with, your coaches, your teammates, and the camp you train at.
So I train and fight for Viktor Kettlebell MMA out in Victor, New York. They're amazing. My coach and his wife, Greg Davis and Carrie Davis, are basically, we're family. We're not just a training facility, they're family. They've been there not just through my training process, but through my personal lives, and really stood by me. And I trust my coach 100%. So what he says goes, even when it's not what I want. Mm-hmm. You just do what you got to do, and they're just amazing. They're family. We're not just a group. We're a giant family. We stand together, we walk together, we fight together, and we come together and we leave together.
Awesome. And I know you fought 2 other times before this fight coming up on September 13th. What is the biggest thing you've learned from those fights, either in the cage or in life, that you can use going into this fight?
So basically, I don't really know. I've learned a ton of stuff, probably too much to mention on here. Probably got like a giant list this long. But every fight you learn a little bit about yourself, a little bit about what you need to work on, the things that are your strengths. So, we just grow with every fight. I couldn't really give you any specifics.
Okay.
I can't give you a game plan.
And you haven't been doing this long, right? You haven't been training / fighting for real long, have you?
I took my first fight last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Is there nerves when you get into the cage or the ring? What's going through your system and your mind when you're about to walk in? You're about to get into fisticuffs with someone. I got a little nervous.
Fight.
Yeah.
Fight. Yeah. Fight. I love it. Everybody has pre-fight jitters, I'm sure. I don't feel nervous or anxious or, oh my God, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. I just feel like I can't wait to get in there. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll.
That's awesome. And then when you're in there, is it I know some people I blacked out, I don't even remember half the fight. Has that happened to you at all? Or is it slowed down and you're like, you know what, these are things I've learned in training that I'm applying right now, and you just go to town?
My first fight, I blacked out. My very first fight, and it was a bad fight. But I worked with different coaches then too.
Okay.
I definitely wasn't ready to be in the ring, and I'm a little bit headstrong, and I like to do what I want to do. So once I get in my head, nobody's really stopping me. So I did it anyhow, and it was a huge lesson for me, a great learning experience. And I got back out, and I was like, well, I'm not going to leave it like that. So I think that, when I get up there and when I get in the ring, I just do what I got to do. I don't black out anymore. I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, I get a little bit of pre-jitters, but I think everybody gets those. But it's not like I'm scared to be in there or what am I doing? I'm just excited. I'm excited to get in there and punch somebody.
What do people think when you're out in public and you're talking to them like, yo, I got a fight coming up? Do they like kind of get intrigued, or are they kind of like, what? You're about to fight? What does that mean? Like, tell us what the response you get.
I get a little bit of both, you know what I mean? Some of my friends think I'm nuts, which I'm a little bit crazy, but in all the good ways, none of the typical female crazy ways. And I'm super nice, I'm really simple, super humble, and I'm really grateful to be where I'm at. So I don't really care what other people say.
Awesome. And I see you have some tattoos. Tell us a little bit about your tattoos. I know a lot of people are always curious about Fighters Inc. Tell us what you got and why. Maybe if you want to share some stories behind some of them.
I have over 300 stars all over me because I'm obsessed with stars. I don't know. I have so many. I couldn't even begin to explain them all to you. But another addiction. I'm assuming that's what you could say about it.
Cool. No, a lot of people love to see the ink on fighters and always curious to the backstories behind them. So it's always interesting to find out. Tell us a little bit about branding yourself. I believe your business is going to be sponsoring you. Tell us a little bit about your businesses and some of the stuff you do.
Meaning, I'm not sure if I understand what you're asking.
Like your strip club. You said you own a strip club, and your logo is going to be on your shorts and stuff, and sponsoring your fight coming up. Tell us a little bit about them. Get them some recognition.
You want my sponsors?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah. Share some of your sponsors.
I'm sorry. Like I said, bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing here. Well, of course, Viktor Kettlebell MMA, which is where I fight out of. I work with a boxer out of Float and Sting Boxing. His name's Steven Castro. He's really awesome. My business, which is Playmates International, Ground Force Fightwear, Rich Mitchell. I got CBD Best Oil Company. They're out of Victor, New York also. Proactive Chiropractic, Dr. Donner, and Dr. Nick. They're pretty awesome. I've been using them for the guy's magic. That's all I really need to say about them. He's just freaking magic. And then Rochester Paint Center, who I've done a lot of business with. They've been in business for about 50 years, and they're fantastic family-run business that are just really amazing and have been super supportive through my entire fight career and since I began this venture. I work a couple of the guys that I work with over at my gym, my coach Greg Davis, Carrie Davis, Brian Brown, John Phillips, Gordon, Allen. We have a pretty big crew, so there's just so many of them. They've been, they're not just my teammates, but they're like I said, they're my family, and they push me sometimes really hard, stand next to me, support me, and not just, like I said, not just in my training, but in my personal life as well. They've just been a great influence on being just an overall better person and the best person that I can possibly be, the best version of me I can be. Each one of these businesses that sponsor me has taken a personal part of what it's gone into my life. So I'm just grateful and blessed to be a part of every one of them.
Awesome. I'm always glad to hear that when fighters have support like you're having right now. Now, you're fighting at 130. It's a catchweight fight. Tell us about weight cutting. Is that something that's new to you? Is it tough at all? Or tell us.
I don't cut weight.
Oh, you don't cut weight. So the other fighter is the one that's coming down, huh?
I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't have to cut weight. I walk around about 125, 128.
Oh, perfect. So, yeah, you don't even have to worry about it at all. You're going to step on the scale with a hot dog and be ready to rock and roll. Although I know you eat clean, so yeah. Awesome. Very cool. And so weight cutting is not an issue, so that's another blessing for you. Tell us, do you want to continue fighting at 130, or do you want to go down to 125, 115? Is that something you're teetering with in the future?
I will fight anywhere from 125 to 135. Right now, that's what my coaches are pretty okay with. So that's where I'm at the moment. I really don't know. Like I said, I train. My job is to get in the gym, do the things I'm supposed to do, and fight. That's all I'm supposed to do. And I leave the rest of the other stuff up to like my coaches and my manager and the people that actually take care of me and make those decisions. But if they ask me to do it, I'll do it. But I'm not going to lie to you. I really hate cutting weight.
Everyone does. And now you're fighting a kickboxing match, like I said earlier. Plan to go into MMA in the near future, or you want to fight a few more kickboxing fights before you make that transition?
The goal is MMA. Whenever my coach says I'm ready, that's when I will be. I'll be in MMA. But I'm hoping by late winter, early spring, I'll be moved into MMA permanently.
Cool. Now, which discipline do you enjoy training the most?
I like it all.
You like it all?
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome.
I'm hungry. I can't help it. I love every aspect of it. I'll take as much knowledge and as much training and as much information and practice on every single thing so I can become a very well-rounded fighter that I can.
Awesome.
Plus,
awesome.
So not that I'm greedy or anything, but I'm kind of a little greedy when it comes to that.
Definitely, yeah. You do. It's nothing wrong with being greedy when you're absorbing knowledge, right?
That's right. And you really, honestly, you can really never have enough. So you really never stop learning.
Awesome. Now, are you also like a fan of the sport? Are you watching UFC, Bellator, and local promotions? Is that something you're into as well?
Yeah, of course.
Who are some of the fighters that you like to watch, or is it you just turn it on and you just enjoy watching them all? Or you're a fan of specific people?
I have my favorites. My favorite females and my favorite guy fighters, but I watch as much as I can. I follow some of the Thailand programs that there's a couple of fighters out there that are like 200-300 fights in.
Yeah.
Making some kind of crazy knowledge. I'm hoping to get out there at some point in my career, train there. But I love it. Like I said, I love every aspect of it. And that includes other fighters watching. I try to make it to as many fights as I can possibly make it to. When the UFC comes in my area, I make it there. I traveled out to Denver to see them also. So
awesome.
I like Valentina. She's one of my favorites.
Okay.
Tiffany South, she's fantastic. Her footwork is insane. Her speed is crazy. So I watch those people and watch how they train, get my pointers.
Cool. And you're watching some friends tonight fight as well, right?
Yeah. We train with some other gyms and some other fighters, and there's a couple of fighters that have come out to our gym and gratefully and graciously allowed us to come out to their gym and help and train with them. So do a little bit of cross training. And one of them is a pro fighter and he's the main card, and the other guy is on the card also.
Awesome.
Who is going pro within the month or so.
Okay, all right. So he's looking to make that big leap into the pro level, and that's one of the greatest things about being an amateur then going pro is, it doesn't matter what happens on the amateur level as long as you learn, and then once you go pro, that's when it counts, right?
Yep. Amateur is just a big giant classroom. So you know what I mean? It's just like anything else. You're either allowed to make you or break you. You take every single loss and use that as a stepping stone, because failure at the end of the day is steps to success in the first place. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So amateur record doesn't really matter.
Definitely. Before we start wrapping it up, I'm going to ask one question I usually ask a lot of fighters. What is one thing about you that nobody knows but you would like to share with everyone? I've had black belt or jiu-jitsu black belts tell me they can't ride a bike. People have a phobia of sponges. There's been all sorts of random things.
I hate clowns.
What's that?
I hate clowns.
Clowns?
I hate clowns.
So yeah. I take it you're not watching the movie It.
Pretty much an open book. Like what you see is what you get. So anybody who really knows me knows. Not everybody has skeletons in the closets, but I'm pretty much an open book. So most people know. Yeah, I have a unnatural, weird phobia to clowns. I'm not scared of anything. Like I will stand and face my fear because I'm just that kind of chick. But they do incite some kind of crazy, really terrible, heart-beating fear inside of me for some weird reason. I hate clowns.
There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason why they went. Yeah, there's a reason why they went viral a few years ago in those videos where they just pop up and scaring the hell out of everyone.
Well, so one time I went to this haunted hayride a long time ago, and my friends still bust my chops about it because I've always been the kind of girl that will face anything. Like, I really don't care. I'll protect the things that I love, and I am vicious when it comes to those kind of things. So I've always been that chick, you know what I mean? I fear nothing, no one, nothing. And I went to a clown house, and we went in, and I can't see it in the dark, obviously, but I have really, really bad sight in the dark. And I don't know what happened. Like, I was there with one of my best friends that I grew up with, and our kids grew up together, and we went in, and I don't know, like a clown came at me, and I literally I was terrified, and I booked it, and I left him, and he was like, "You are the crappiest friend ever." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I actually backed up against the wall, and I told him, I was like, "Look, the next guy that comes in my face is going to get their teeth knocked out. Somebody show me how to get the heck out of here." I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was so terrified. But it was so weird because I never knew that before. And so now all my friends bust my chops and tell me I'm a crappy friend, and that if the killer clowns ever come to this planet, that I'm just going to leave them for dead, which I probably would. No, I wouldn't. But
that's like the parents who, when the buffalo charged them out in Yellowstone, they just ran and left their kid, and the kid got flung in the air about 15 feet by a buffalo.
I would never do that. I honestly, in real life situation, I would never do that. But I mean, we were in a clown house. I don't know. I didn't know I was scared of clowns. I didn't know what happened. I just I got terrified, and I ran. It's never happened to me before. It hasn't happened since. But there was that one time, and I'll never let that down.
Awesome. So clowns is what will get you. All right. Anything you want to say to us? Anything? What can fans expect from you in this fight? I know you don't want to give anything away.
War. Just war. That's it. Like I said, I got a job to do, and I intend on doing just that.
Excellent. Anyone you want to give a quick recognition to? Anyone you want to shout out to before we wrap this up?
Just my coaches, Greg Davis, Kerry Davis. I know I've said them before. Brian Brown, John Phillips, my mom, my dad, my family, my sisters. They've all been super, super awesome. I come from a really large family, and they've been really supportive. And, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Just my family and my friends. I mean, my business partner and my best friend, Angela, my friend Cassandra, my friend Mila. Those are my close. I have a very small circle, and they've been to every single fight. They've been there every moment, good and bad, for me. And whether it's picking me up or kicking me in the ass, it really doesn't matter. They've just been there through it all.
Very good. And
I'm sorry.
Say that again.
Kicking me in the butt. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, you can get it. It's not best. No one's gonna get upset for you cursing. Did you sell a lot of tickets? A lot of people coming to the fight for you?
I sold quite a few. I have a huge following locally, but this fight is really far from my hometown. So, and it's on Friday, so it's kind of hard to get people to come out that way. But I do have some people that are coming. Unfortunately, it's the second week of school, so it kind of puts a damper on things. But my family and friends are rooting for me, and I have about 120 people that show up to every fight that I've been at. So we'll work on it.
Awesome.
If it was on a Saturday, it might be a little bit different, but it's Friday the 13th. But that's my lucky day, anyhow.
Yeah, right. Imagine that, the Friday the 13th. I know that's, like I said before, I was supposed to commentate the fights. I normally do, but I got a football game because I coach high school football, and moved to Friday screwed everything up for me. So,
it happens, right?
What? Say that again.
I said it's okay. It happens, right?
Yep, it happens, but I'll be there next time in November when they have it on Saturday night again. But for those who can go, definitely go and watch Shotzie fight. Friday the 13th, like you said, Friday the 13th. Tickets are at cagewarsny.com. Definitely worth it. A great venue. There's an after party right on the casino floor. The hotel is gorgeous. Definitely go. So
my friends, the ones that can come are looking forward to it. The ones that can't come are kind of bummed, but everybody supports me no matter what.
Definitely. Well, Shotzie, I appreciate you taking the time and wish you the best of luck.
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks for calling, and I hope you have a really blessed day.
Thank you, you too. And this is Carol's Corner MMA Podcast.